the Omni International Hotel. Is that what it's still called? It's gone!
No, the hotel is still the Omni.
Okay, the ice rink and all that. Okay.
Yeah. It's the CNN Center now.
Used to house the Georgia State Film Commission. And I'd heard through, I had started in theater, but I'm actually from Mount Kisco, New York, in Westchester County, New York. But my mother worked for IBM, so I was here in high school. I went to North Springs High School. I heard through the actor grapevine and through the agents, back then, great agents, that they were auditioning for this show called The Dukes of Hazzard. She sued me right away, so I don't remember.
Never mind.
It wasn't Kathy Hardinger, she's great. It wasn't Shay, it was the other one, Linda, who sued me right away, so I put that out of my mind. I auditioned for The Great Santini, Welcome Back, Kotter, and this thing called The Dukes of Hazzard. But they were looking for non-actors. They wanted country people who grew up on a farm, who were 24 to 30 years old. I was 18. I'm from Westchester County, New York. But I was doing like a cabaret show, which today means an entirely different thing. It was a song and dance. It wasn't what you're, at a place called the Manhattan Yellow Pages at the Omni International Hotel. So I was working there, came down, auditioned for Dukes. I borrowed a truck. I honestly did come in with a six-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon, torn up Budweiser, Budman, the superhero. Little did I know I'd be Superman's father down the road. I came in, I sat down on the chair, I put my feet up on the desk, popped open a beer, started to drink it, offered one, hey y'all, you want a beer? It's not how I talk. And they didn't know what had walked in, but I guess later on I found out that the executive producer, Phil Mandelker, pretty much said, "That's Bo," when I walked in the room. Son of a gun, that's Bo Duke. So I got the screen test, I got a ticket, a first-class round-trip ticket on Delta to Los Angeles for $320 is what it cost. And a day in advance, what would it be now? Came out and auditioned for 5 weeks and wound up getting it. So it wasn't, even though he said that's him, I didn't get the job. It took 5.5 weeks for them to find the right chemistry. They used to cast chemistry, because I looked at first shows, they sure weren't casting acting. So that's how I got it. It was great. It was just great. And then we started filming here about a week after, maybe 10 days after I got the part. We came right down to Conyers and started shooting. Stayed at the Holiday Inn with all-you-can-eat spaghetti Thursdays. And how did you get the part?
Tell him when you met me. I like to get that part.
I was working with Guy Waldron, and I don't know if it was Dennis Quaid or if it was Lorenzo Lamas or somebody else who didn't get the part of Luke, because Tom wasn't there yet. Tom Wopat was in New York doing a Broadway show called I Love My Wife. He's from Wisconsin. He is a dairy farmer, but he's from Wisconsin. And there were buzz about this girl that's going to come in, and this girl, I don't know how, still have no idea how old she was at that time, or at this time.
That's good.
She came in and was just an absolute doll. And my memory is not that this woman, again, it's not this woman that came in that was, oh my God, this is a knockout. This was a woman that was somehow felt more like my sister than like the most beautiful woman on the planet. Yeah, true. So she hit on me and it was terrible. She came in and read, and there was this wonderful innocence about her that I guess they saw as well. But she knew all the people that created it. You knew Bob Clark, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. I just wanted to hear about me and you.
She took me to Century City and showed me a gingerbread house.
That was Beverly Hills. That was the witch's house.
The witch's house. Yeah. You can see Century City from there, right?
Yeah, because he was just sitting around the studio, so I took him all over LA, showed him around, and then I brought him back. How did I bring you back to your hotel?
Did you bring me back, or did you drop me off at the only time I've been in the Rainbow Room?
Oh, that's right.
I think you dropped me off in the Rainbow Room. I woke up in somebody else's house the next day
Oh my gosh.
with my boots on.
I didn't know that.
I didn't tell you that part.
So,
Nice to meet you. Oh, we've met. I'm just a country boy. Hey, whatever works, right?
I can't believe that. I never heard that until just now. That's the last time I dropped you off the Rainbow Room.
It's okay, I get there myself now.
Okay. So I had written a one-woman play, which was in a little theater in Los Angeles on Melrose Place, and all these, it just turned out the synergy of that particular play, this one-woman play, was amazing. Who was the girl with John Travolta? Deborah Winger was the girl that handled all my the punch and the cookies. We were all in the same acting class, and a lot of different artists were helping me in this thing, and the girl that was an Ironsides, who was an actress but wanted to be a director, directed it, and I got a writing deal at ABC. So I thought, this is fantastic. I am going to do take advantage of this and write this movie of the week for them. And we were having, Barbara and I were celebrating the success of the one-woman play. And I was also married. I got married at 21 to David Shaw, who was Angela Lansbury's son, who ended up producing Murder, She Wrote for 11 years. And so we were going off for a family vacation, and we were in Beverly Hills, which I never went to, and I was having lunch with her, and she said, well, what are you going to do after lunch? And I said, geez, I'm going to celebrate being in Beverly Hills, and I'm going to take a walk. And she goes, oh, okay. I said, come on, let's go. And she goes, oh, I can't. I have to go to my French class. I said, well, I can't walk in Beverly Hills by myself. And so she says, well, do you have anything else to do? And I said, well, actually, I'm supposed to go to Warner Brothers to read for this part, but I know I'm not going to get it. I just know it. It's this part of Daisy Duke, this country girl, and, you know, they want a blonde-haired Dolly Parton, and I'm not that. I'm exotic, and I can never get any jobs. I hadn't worked for 2 years. And she said, are you kidding me? She goes, I said, and plus this guy that works for my husband, he's a lawyer from Atlanta who came out here to do writing. He paints for my husband had my ex-husband had a little construction company. He paints houses for David, and you know, it's just, you know, he's doing this as a favor. It's not going to work. I'm not going. She goes, are you kidding? You have to go. And I said, why? I'm not going to get the part. She goes, you never know who you're going to meet on the way in or the way out. It could change your life. I said, okay, point well taken. Okay, well, I got about 20 minutes to get there. My usual late thing. So I ran over to Warner Brothers, and John was in the hallway sitting on a chair.
I thought you'd never get to me.
Little Johnny boy was in the hallway, and that made me feel comfortable. He was so sweet and down to earth. And then Guy Waldron, who created the show, I was like, hi, bye. And he goes, no, wait a minute. And because I wanted to get outside. I hadn't met anybody on the way in except for John. I wanted to get out and see who else I could, see who else I could talk to. And then, you know, they had me stay and do some readings, and, you know, all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, I'm reading for the network, and Dennis Quaid is in there, and he says, you know, Catherine, I really like you, but I want you to know that my girlfriend's getting the role because I'm going to get the role of Luke, and I have refused to do it without her, so don't take offense or anything, okay? I'm like,
no kidding. He was like that even then.
well, he was nice, and he was just letting me know that him and his girlfriend were going to do this PJ somebody.
Who was it? Oh.
PJ, I don't know.
I don't know.
So that they were going to do the role, and so, you know, do a good job, but try to get something else that was at CBS. I'm like, okay, don't worry, I'm fine with all this. And then all of a sudden, 2 days later, they call me and they say, you got the part. So in 2 weeks, I went and changed my life. And so now I'm like, well, I didn't have an agent. because my agent said, you're never gonna work, you're married and, you know, you're busy and you just forget it, you're not gonna ever work. So I couldn't get the agent to return my phone call. And so then I call a few other agents at the same agency, nobody returns my phone call. So now
So all that time you never had to pay one of those jokers 10%?
I never had to pay anybody. So now I go to Georgia and they said, Catherine, you don't have a contract. And I said, and by the way, my ex-husband doesn't want me to work, so he wouldn't even look at the contract or help me or anything.